So, we decided to ask artificial intelligence to select what it thinks are the most important works of Russian literature. And here's what it suggested when we asked AI to make such a list. It mentioned that it's a monumental task to narrow down Russian literature to just 10 books, as it's one of the world's richest languages. Nevertheless, it still made a list of what it thought were the most iconic, influential, and celebrated works. Interestingly, AI did not present the list as a rank, but rather in a suggested reading order, essentially indirectly saying they should all be read. AI also offered its reasons as to why we should consider them essential. Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, often called the greatest novel ever written. Tolstoy masterfully intertwines the tragic, forbidden love affair of Anna and Vronsky with the heartfelt, philosophical quest for meaning by the landowner Levin. It's a breathtakingly complete portrait of Russian society, its morals, passions, hypocrisy, and search for truth. Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky, the quintessential psychological thriller. It follows the impoverished student Raskolnikov, who rationalizes the murder of a pawnbroker as a noble act. The novel is a deep, feverish dive into his guilt, paranoia, and eventual path to redemption. It's a gripping and profound exploration of morality and the human psyche. War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy, the epic to end all epics. Set during the Napoleonic Wars, it follows the lives of 5 aristocratic families. It seamlessly blends intimate personal stories with grand historical narrative and Tolstoy's own philosophy of history. Don't be intimidated by its length. It's remarkably readable and profoundly rewarding. The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky's final and greatest masterpiece. A murder mystery, a philosophical debate, and a family drama all in one. The story of the 3 very different Karamazov brothers and their libertine father explores the deepest questions of God, free will, morality, and evil. It is the deepest dive into the Russian soul you will ever read. Dead Souls by Nikolai Gogol, the great satirical novel of Russian literature. It follows the cunning opportunist Chichikov as he attempts to buy up the names of deceased serfs, dead souls, still on the census, to pull off a financial scheme. Gogol uses this plot to create a brilliant and hilarious portrait gallery of grotesque and hilarious provincial landowners. Eugene Onegin by Alexander Pushkin, the foundational work of modern Russian literature. This novel in verse is as elegant as it is influential. It tells the story of the jaded dandy Onegin and the young, sincere Tatiana, whose heartfelt letter he cruelly rejects. Its witty, lyrical style defined the Russian literary language. Fathers and Sons by Ivan Turgenev, the novel that captured the defining generational conflict of 19th century Russia. It introduces the nihilist Bazarov, a man who rejects all old traditions and authorities, and contrasts him with the more romantic, established older generation. The term nihilist entered the popular lexicon because of this book. The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov, a dazzling, surreal, and satirical masterpiece written under Stalinist repression. The devil himself visits atheistic Soviet Moscow, causing chaos, while a parallel story recounts Pontius Pilate's trial of Yeshua, Jesus. It's a wild, funny, and deeply philosophical novel about good, evil, and the power of art and love. Dr. Zhivago by Boris Pasternak, the great novel of the Russian Revolution and its aftermath. It is the epic, sweeping story of the poet and Dr. Yuri Zhivago set against the immense turmoil of the early 20th century. It is a powerful meditation on how history impacts the individual human spirit, art, and love. Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, a controversial but undeniable masterpiece of style and narrative voice. Written in stunning poetic English by a Russian master, it is the unreliable memoir of Humbert Humber, a man obsessed with a 12-year-old girl. It is a terrifying, brilliant, and deeply unsettling exploration of obsession, manipulation, and the abuse of beauty.